Alex back with another video that's actually going to make you money. That doesn't talk about random news and cryptocurrency because we know that doesn't make you money. And it's going to be talking about cash flow, how to make millions of dollars faster than everybody else in cryptocurrency, because everybody else in cryptocurrency, all they're trying to do is learn how to invest in a 100x altcoin it's going nowhere. It has lack of liquidity, has lack of community, and has basically faked its way to success last bull run. That's what they're all looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to give you the real secrets. The real secrets that everybody has pretty much followed, the exact formula that gets you to the success as quickly as possible. It's going to get you to success quicker than everybody else. And the reason I say this is because I did it myself. And pretty much anyone that's ever made 100x or any significant amount of money in crypto followed this method, okay? And I'm explaining exactly in great detail, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, crypto's getting crazy out there. It's getting crazy. We got the Coinbase insider trading. We got this, we got that, we got boom, we got a pow. And I am ignoring all of it and just taking action. Again, I've said this before, and I think I say it in this video. I don't know. I make so many videos nowadays. I'm creating FS 2.0. I've already made a whole bunch and all this great stuff. This is a lot what FS 2.0 is going to be about. But basically, like the information on the internet, right? The documents, right? The articles, right? The people that make the YouTube videos, that's like reading the manual. That's the manual. I did talk about this in this video. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So cash flow makes millions faster than anything else in crypto. I pretty much guarantee that. I'm going to show you exactly right now, like literally right now, how to make $7,300 instantly. And don't hate me for this, but I got to show you a realistic way of doing it. Time equals money. And the most realistic thing I could possibly do for everybody right now is save you some time. My goal is to save you time, save you money, and then make you money. Save you time, save you money, and then make you money. I've probably minted more millionaires than anybody else in cryptocurrency. I can say that with the utmost confidence because I got the testimonials. These guys don't got the testimonials, man. 1 hour, okay, times 365 days. I guess that a lot of you spend at least an hour a day watching cryptocurrency YouTubers or some way, shape, or form, pretty much wasting your time. This is mental masturbation. This is entertainment at this point, because again, there's no execution involved. You have to execute. You actually have to, a lot of people literally open YouTube and they're like, oh, I'm educating myself. That is not the case. You're wasting your time 9 times out of 10. And there's usually some content that will actually give you the gems that actually change your perception in the right way or give you something you didn't know. Most of it is just regurgitations of other people saying the same thing. But let me show you what I'm talking about. If you take $20 an hour, and if I save you 365 hours, that equals about $7,300. Some people make more than $20 an hour. Hopefully you do. Some people make a little bit less, so this is a give-take thing. The point I'm trying to make here is that I'm going to save you time, okay? I'm going to save you a lot of time. And basically the internet, and if you look at content creators, and trust me, I'm a content creator. I've not only created content, but I've taught people how to create content, so I know how all of them operate. Essentially, if you understand this, this will save you a significant amount of time. All content creators, okay, are again regurgitate one another, right? And the quickest way to get content out is through written format. So usually the written formats will come out first, right? The blogs, the tweets. Usually that's the easiest way to give like breaking news. And then what happens is the influencer will wake up, they'll go look at the news, they'll read it, they'll watch it, and then they just remake the same thing in a video format. Now, the reason why video is harder is because of obvious reasons. You got to look good. You got to look nice, fix your hair. You got to do all these things. You got to pop open the camera. You got to edit the video. You got to export the video, and then you can pop it out, right? You got to make a thumbnail, all these things. So video is much slower. In written format, you could do it in your boxers. No one's looking at you, and it's easier to do because a lot of people have insecurities when making videos, so they'll mess up. You know what I mean? The point is, written content is much faster. It doesn't mean that it's more credible, okay? That's a lot of people confuse that. I've seen people confuse that in my course. They're like, oh, I'd rather just read the article instead of watch the video. That is not the case. Some people that make videos have more credibility and they're teaching you something for real. There could be BS articles. There is BS. 95% of the articles out there are BS, either regurgitations of somebody else's content or they don't really teach you anything. And it's just really quick, easy content. They're just pushing out as much as they possibly can. So, sorry, something in my throat. A lot of written content is BS. It doesn't mean it's more credibility. It just means it comes out quicker. That's all it means, is that it comes out quicker. So it's 100 times easier writing is 100 times easier than making videos. So typically writing comes out first, and all they do, and I'm gonna show you towards the end of the video, exactly the news articles, like literally I have a list of all the links that all of the biggest influencers, they click them, they open it up, and they remake the content. I'll give it to you in a way where you can literally right click, open, and it'll open all of the links. And essentially you got all of the time saved there for you. So you don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to spend time watching them. You could just skim through the articles, and then I'll show you how I skim through the articles too. I can get through 20 different articles in like 10 minutes, and I'll show you how to extract the information that you're looking for. And that's what I mean by I'm going to save you $7,300. I'm going to save you a whole bunch of time. All right, that's what I want to do. But let's get to the main topic of discussion. Why you came to this video in the first place. Cash flow's king. How are people in cryptocurrency actually making money? Like for real though, like I know there's a lot of information out there. They're trying to keep your attention. They're telling you this, they're telling you that. They're talking about this project here. They're talking about the project there, but nobody's giving you the exact formula. Let's get into the main topic of discussion here. And why you're here because you want to become financially independent. I used to call myself a profit maximalist, but I realized that's not the name. I am a freedom maximalist. My goal here is to get as many people financial independence as I possibly can. That is my bias. I want to help people become actually financially independent. Okay? I'm going to show you, okay, a trick that consistently beats the market over and over. You can rinse and repeat this trick. I'm talking about right click, copy, paste. This trick to success, it's pretty much guaranteed to beat the market every single time. It will allow you to kill all of these emotional habits that people have when they invest instantly. Like you don't got to go do like vipassana or like meditate or something to kill these emotional habits that you have. Okay? You don't have to. I do it. I recommend it. I became a savage, as you can clearly see in my tone. You don't have to go on a long run, okay? To develop mental fortitude like David Goggins, even though, again, I recommend it. It's what I do every morning. So I'm telling you, I don't listen to what I say all the time, okay? Listen to what I do too, okay? Because sometimes I'll be biased. Sometimes I'll be in a bad frame of mind. Nobody's going to say this, right? Let me be vulnerable, right? Nobody's going to say this, but content creators are not always on their game. It's just the truth, right? Content creators sometimes are in a rut and they're giving out advice that they're not actually doing. So let me just be clear. I am actually running every day. I ran 4 miles this morning, so I do believe in it, but you don't have to do it for investing. You don't have to do it. You don't have to have like crazy mental fortitude. I'm going to show you a trick that would get you out of that, right? Invest without having to watch and read millions of hours of content, right? So a lot of times, people are just consuming. I've said this before. People are consuming all of this information and they think that they're doing something. And I fell victim to this for years. Years I could have shaved off my learning curve if I just executed. And you don't have to do all of this. A lot of it, again, is just regurgitations of the same information. It will teach you how to follow the market makers, AKA the coin founders and exchange billionaires, right? All of the biggest people with the most money, they use this exact strategy to make millions of dollars, and they rinse and repeat it. They literally rinse and repeat it every month. Paycheck, boom, every month, boom. And then they make it bigger. So they'll get a little bit this month, and then they double it, and then they double it, and then they double it. And next thing you know, they're billionaires. And then they can do whatever they want, basically. And most importantly, this will give you the results you are actually looking for in crypto. People miss the big point, fam. The only people that 100x their money in the first place do not care about the money that they're investing. What do I mean by this? If you are emotionally attached to your money, and if you are making the worst trades ever, it's probably because the money you invested is too much for you. It's too much for you. It's too much money to invest in the first place. You have to invest a small percentage of what you actually own. What do I mean by this, okay? Let me ask you this question. Leave a comment, okay? I want to see if people are actually interacting, taking this serious. Guys, look, don't let this video be mental masturbation, please. Don't let me entertain you. I know I'm loud. I know I'm getting crazy, right? But please do something. And I want you to do it in the form of leaving a comment. Leave a comment below and answer this question for me. If you invested $10 into an horrible, and you knew it too, like when you got into investment, you knew this was sketchy. You knew this was sketchy, right? Horrible degen altcoin, Ponzi scheme, tokenomics Ponzi scheme, the worst of the worst shitcoin, right? And it went to zero. If you invested $10 into it, how bad would you feel? I want you to guys go to the comment section below and leave a scale 0 to 10. 10 is you feel horrible. You'd feel like the worst person on planet Earth. And 0 means who cares? I'm going to throw another 10 into something else. Like, I don't care, right? I want you to leave a comment below because it's going to help you, interact, right? You won't feel bad, right? It's probably going to be the answer with the comments. You're not going to feel bad. Why? Because $10 doesn't mean anything to you, right? And if you look at the average income of Americans, and this is just America, by the way, other countries, it could be different, right? There's third world countries where $10 goes a long way. And I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people with my demographic on my YouTube. My YouTube is mostly people that make anywhere from 30K plus, okay? Not everyone, but mostly. But in America, people typically make anywhere from 30 to 60K, right? 30 to 60K by gender, average income. It could be a little bit more. It could be like in the 50, 70. I believe if you look at the median, it's like 50 to 60, right? So you're making 50 to 60K. $10 doesn't mean anything to you. So you can go drop $10 in this degen altcoin because the only altcoins that actually 100x are like the degen of the degen. They're like market cap is like 2 million, 5 million, right? Market cap, very small coins that just got started. If you put $10 in, right? It doesn't really emotionally affect you. So you'll let it ride out. Who cares if it goes to 0? You let it ride out. It's called like, a moon bag, right? You drop it in your moon bag, you let it ride out, and then 100x's, right? That's how you get 100x. But the problem is that if you're investing $10, does $1,000 change your life? No. What needs to happen is you need to receive a massive lump sum of money that changes everything and allows you to become financially independent. You need a large lump sum of money that allows you to exit the system. The reason why the system works in the first place is because they're holding a paycheck in front of you. So it's like you first need a large lump sum. When you get that large lump sum, then the paycheck doesn't have that much of an effect on you. You catching my drift? It's the same thing with your 9 to 5 that it is with investing in crypto. If the amount of money affects you when you get into this situation, then they will have that piece of cheese in front of the guy on the treadmill and they will forever be able to lure you where they want. They want people to overinvest. All the market makers, they want people to be 90% of their net worth in the market. Why? Because they can emotionally move you. They can emotionally move you. If you're 90% in the market, you're just going to be the most emotional investor in the world. I'm sorry. And it's because why? You have 90% of the skin in the game, man. There's 90% of your skin in the game. So do the exact opposite. Invest small percentages that don't affect you and you'll get the results. And it's the same thing with your 9 to 5. The way you quit your job, everybody's scared of quitting their job, right? You're super scared. But the way you quit it is if you're making 40K a year and then in 1 or 2 trades, you make $300,000, right? Then you're going to be, who cares, right? I'm going to quit my job, right? Like, you're like, I don't care. I'm going to fire my boss, right? That's how you quit your job. You don't quit your job when you're broke because it's scary, right? So again, you can't care about your investment. That is the biggest point here, okay? And $10 is not going to allow you to change your life. But here's the secret. I'm just going to give you the secret right here. $50 to you is equivalent at an emotional attachment perspective to $50,000 to me. So me throwing $50,000 in hurts me almost as much as the normal person with $50. How much does $50 hurt you? Not that bad. It's kind of bad. It's a new pair of pants, right? It's a new polo, right? It kind of hurts, but it doesn't hurt that bad. Like you could lose it. It's okay. That's like what $50,000 to me and people with a lot of money and people with big cash flow systems. That's how it feels to them, right? So what does that mean? I'll go degen with 50K. I'll go degen. Not only will I do that, I'll do it in multiple places. I'm dropping 50K here. I'm dropping 50K here. I'm dropping 20K here. I'm dropping 10K here. And guess what? 100X on $50,000 is $2.5 million, fam. 100X on it's $2.5 million, right? Some months, or it's not 2.5 million, excuse me. That's the next slide before that. I messed up. What I was trying to explain here is that I've generated 2.5 million in a year. I've generated in some months 500K a month. I've made 6 figures a month, right? So the real answer here is cash flow plus investing. Why? And that's where that came into play. I'm getting ahead of myself. Excuse me. I'm getting excited. I feel great. 100X on 50K is 50 million, not 2.5 million. I was like, what the heck's going on? I don't even know math. The mustache is losing powers. I got to go get a haircut, man. I'm going to get a haircut later today. Stop. There's some people talking about my tape line in the comment section, and you pissed me off, all right? I'm going to get a haircut today. I'm going to look good, I promise. I'm going to look good for you, all right? You guys look... All right, I'm not going to get into it. All right, the answer, okay, the real answer for real guys, like, I know I'm like saying a lot of jokes. I'm trying to be hype, right? I'm trying to be entertaining so I can get people to watch these videos, right? Because here's the truth, right? The truth is the biggest players in the game not only invested in crypto, but they also had these massive cash flow systems. They've already created these businesses that allowed them to invest, not number one, emotion free, and number two, it allowed them to invest with large amounts of money to where they can, you just need more capital, bro. You need more people say all the time, it's like, I need more capital. No, you need it. Not only do you need more capital, you need a bigger cash flow system. Because in this market of volatility, there's a lot of volatility. It goes like this. In this market of volatility, to stay consistent, you need consistent income on a month-to-month basis, right? That's what a job gives you. And that's why people are so comfortable in jobs, because you get that consistent paycheck. But you could do that for yourself. You can get that comfort feeling, but you can also control your reality and have true financial independence. So true financial freedom is cash flow plus investing. That's true financial freedom. And if you look at exchanges, right? Exchanges generate cash flow in the form of liquidations. They get people to liquidate, right? Or trading fees. They get people to trade. So the more people that trade, they get that percentage, blah, 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 cash flow. Liquidations, there's like a 8 to 12% penalty for getting liquidated, boom, cash flow. So they're doing that and they're developing these cash flow systems, right? And if you look at coin founders, it's supposed to say coin founders generate cash flow by what? Specifically getting this predictable system of paying news outlets, what they do essentially, and we all know this, big advertising campaign, big news event. You know what they say? Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Big news event. Oh, there's a hard fork coming. This big thing's happening soon. Oh man, this big thing's happening. They put a whole bunch of money. They pay a whole bunch of different news outlets. They pay influencers to promote the heck out of it, right? So they get all of this attention and awareness. And then you look at the coin price and the coin price goes up. This is very predictable. Very predictable. And I'll explain what cash flow means, but it's very predictable. The price goes up. Look at any big news event. I don't care what it is. I don't care what coin it is either. Probably the bigger coins, because some of the smaller coins just can't even generate enough interest for themselves to get the price pumped. But look at any big news, coin, and look at the news outlet. Look at how much marketing they put into it. They pay for these things. The price of the coin goes up, and then the coin founder will sell. The coin founder sells, and that's a consistent strategy to get consistent income. So cash flow can take form in different ways. But basically, you can go look up on the internet like the definition of cash flow somewhere. I don't care. But this is my definition of cash flow, okay? Because it can take form in different ways. Cash flow is a consistent flow of cash, usually on a month-to-month basis, with little to no speculation, meaning you don't have to wait for a number to go up. You know for a fact if you take these 4 actions, you're going to get a paycheck or some type of payday. It's a system that gives you consistent. You know you're going to get a payday because you hit this, boom, boom, boom. And if you keep doing these actions, you get that payday. And then if you put more effort into those 4 actions, the payday comes even bigger, right? So that's a cash flow system. You need that. That's what you need to win in cryptocurrency. But the opposite of cash flow is what? Investing at the bottom, like everybody else is doing on the internet, all these influencers, promoting all this blah, 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 investing at the bottom, buy low, sell high, right? Everybody knows, you know how to do this. How many times has someone got to tell you the same thing over and over again, right? You know how to do this. The data science models got invalidated. The 100K, and I was on the camp of 100K BTC. That got invalidated. What's almost more important nowadays is to figure out what's the big narrative and understand marketing, right? Understand marketing and cash flow, right? Figure out what everybody's talking about the most, and then do the exact opposite. That is more lucrative than any strategy that anyone could ever give you. It's a fact, right? The opposite of cash flow is praying that your altcoin that you just purchased, that you dollar cost average into, praying that that number goes up. It's not going to work that way. Stop having faith in these founders. They don't have your best interest at heart. Some of them do. I'm not going to sit here and say, put a blanket statement over everybody. But most of the time, they're biased, man. They're biased. They got money to make, just like you got money to lose, right? You can hold forever. Unfortunately, okay, these videos that you guys watch, these articles that you guys watch, it's not productive. It's not productive. It's the manual, right? So I have this kind of like little representation here. Watching videos, and this is what I was saying in the beginning, watching videos and reading books is like reading the manual before you put your couch together. I don't know why I put couch. I should have put table, okay? So when you get like that box from Amazon or that box from IKEA and you're putting your table together, right? You read the manual and then what do? Putting the actual thing together is equivalent to today's day and age of buying low, selling high, right? So, actually putting the strategy and executing the strategy is like putting the table together or the couch, right? Cash flow is like having enough money to buy the most expensive couch or table in the world and then paying somebody else to put it together. That's what it is. It's the most powerful form because it's consistent income. When the market's going like this, that is your emotions. So let's say, the worst case, let's talk about the best way to understand something is to figure out the worst case scenario and then reverse engineer it, right? So the worst investor in the world does this. The worst investor in the world goes to the riskiest asset on planet Earth, and then they jump their whole entire net worth into that asset. And then next thing you know, their emotions are basically the price of the asset. So if the price goes up 50%, they're going to have a great day. They're going to be I have the greatest. Oh, yeah, I'm up. And then they go talk smack and they're like, oh, look at me, ooh, bah. Right? They go crazy, right? That's the good days. But then when it dumps 60%, they're like, oh, damn, man. So I don't even want to talk about this. I don't feel like going to the gym today. I don't feel like staying consistent. I don't feel like putting in the work I was supposed to put in today. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like doing nothing because I lost blah, 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 right? That's the representation of someone that doesn't know how to invest. But a good investor stays consistent. They do their daily habits. They're executing. They're working out. They're staying healthy. They're building their business. They're building their cash flow, right? They're staying consistent every single day. And then they got 100K in the market, but the 100K doesn't really affect them that much. So when the price drops, whatever, man, it doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna build my cash flow because my cash flow is 50K a month. So that 100K is not that big of a deal. That 10% drop, that's nothing. That's 10K. And I'm gonna ignore that because my cash flow is 50K a month. So who cares about that 10K? And then the 10K comes back and then it goes back up, right? And then the 10K was never lost in the first place. You catching my drift? You feeling the vibes here? I'm giving you the answer right here, okay? So at the end of the day, yes, investing is great, and it is the best opportunity of our lifetime. Cryptocurrency is the greatest thing we've ever seen. It's the biggest trend, which we'll be talking about in the future at FS 2.0. Trend hacking, right? That's how I made my money, as I hacked the crypto trend. But essentially, at the end of the day, the consistency and cash flow, the cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. Cash flow is king. Let me say it again. Cash flow is king. So how do you generate cash flow? That's the biggest answer or question. I said answer. Man, what's up with me? I'm not on one today. I don't know what's going on, but I'm over here saying the exact opposite. So how do you generate cash flow? Well, of course, like I said before, we're going to be talking about pretty much everything in FS 2.0. Look, I want to explain this concept because I've taught a lot of people. So I've done this for myself. Obviously, I've made millions myself, investing and generating cash flow systems. I did it myself. But I've also taught people to do it. Yeah, I taught people to do it, okay? So the best, how do I explain this? The easiest path to success is what? You got two things you need, investing and cash flow. If you can learn one skill in the middle, just one skill, that gives you both at the same time. That gives you the investment knowledge that you need to become a successful investor, and it gives you the cash flow knowledge that you need to develop cash flow, right? There's one skill, and you learn that one skill to a high level, bada bing, bada boom, you got your answer. That's how it works, right? So I'm going to talk about the 3 S's of cash flow, okay? And then I'll tell you guys about the skill I'm talking about, which I call it trend hacking. It could be, there's different names for it. I call it trend hacking, okay? So the 3 S's of cash flow: scale your current cash flow. And this is for everybody. I'm getting to a point where I don't care how much money you got, okay? If you're not making 10 million per year, this is definitely for you. If you're making above 10 million, well, you could probably teach me something, all right? But if you're not making 10 million a year, this is definitely for you. So, and if you're making $0 per year, then this is obviously for you. So the first thing is to scale your current cash flow. In the perspective of a business owner, I have the answer for you. I'll show you towards the end of the video. In a perspective of somebody who has a job, that could be like you just getting a raise. I'm sorry. I don't want to like rip the Band-Aid off. I don't want to make you feel super bad, but I'm sorry, person watching this video. If you can't get a raise at your job, if you can't help the owner of your business, if you can't help him, you can't help yourself. If you can't get a raise at a job, you can't run a business. I'm sorry. Businesses require outstanding humans. I was the top salesperson of every organization I ever was involved with before I ever started a business. I was the best, okay? So I just want to be realistic with you and give you realistic expectations. You got to be an outstanding human if you want outstanding results, right? So scaling your current cash flow is the quickest answer for success, okay? And this is why. If you start a job or you start a side hustle, okay, it allows you to buy the dip now because obviously we know the bottom of the market's very close. So this is going to allow you to put more money into dip. If you get a raise, you have more money to put into the dip, right? So it's like an executable strategy that works like right now, right? It gives you also the skills to create your business in the future. Obviously, I just said that, right? And it's safe too. Like the worst thing you could do is try to start a business and invest all your money into the business, and then your business fails, and then you have no money to buy the dip. That's a lose-lose, okay? So this is safe, and it gets you results immediately. We teach people how to do this, blah, 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 whatever the case is. Let's talk about the second S, which is select a better cash flow model. And I think I have that selection for most people, but it needs to match your personality type. It needs to be something, and it doesn't need to be like a full-on business. It could be a side hustle too. But it needs to be something that matches your skill set and allows you to show your strengths so that you can win, right? And the reason why this works is because jobs, not all jobs, but most jobs, like 80% of them, not my job, like my guys have unlimited income earning potential. But most jobs will put a cap on your income potential, right? You need something that scales further than like 100K a year. Most jobs, like once you get above 100K a year, there's like a cap and you can't make any more. You could. Obviously, nothing I say is black and white. There's gray areas, but most jobs, they'll keep you a little bit below that number, right? So you need something for the future that's going to scale and give you larger lump sums of money where you can make 100K a month, right? Businesses allow you to scale past that, and it gives you more freedom, right? Because if you make a business, there's no one telling you how much money you can make, right? And side hustles eventually need to turn into real business models. So if you're in a side hustle, you're putting your own limitation on yourself. You need to go full time. You need to make it a real business, okay? And then the third one, which is execute a simple. This is keyword. This is why I put it in bold. Simple cash flow strategy that allows you to stay consistent for a long period of time. Too many people try to make a business in 30 days and make a whole bunch of money. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. You want a simple strategy that you can execute deliberately over a long period of time and become an expert in that strategy, okay? And that will give you the largest, fattest cash flow generating system, okay? That's how it works. And like I said, if you're a current business owner, I have the answer. It's called trend hacking. So this is how trend hacking works, and this is going to be a lot of what FS 2.0 is going to be about. How did I make so much money at a young age? I made $1 million at 26, 25, depending on how you look at it. And it took me, from when I started entrepreneurship, it took me literally 3 to 4 years, depending on how you look at it, to make my first $1 million. That's quick. There's business owners that will be in business for 25 years and not touch $1 million. They'll be making like 150K a month. They'll make like 150K to 200K a year forever. That's a glorified job. That's a job. Okay. You got to make money. If you have a business right now and you don't have 3 to 5 people under employment, it's a glorified job. It's a job. Why? Because you're not helping anyone and you haven't scaled big enough. It's a job, right? You are your own limitation. Your boss is not even limiting you at that point. In your brain is limiting you. So the way I did it is I hacked the crypto trend. And a lot of you know this. You know, if you go look at my original videos, I was like a business guy, right? I'm a business guy. I was talking about Shilajit. I was talking about making drop shipping companies, et cetera, et cetera. But I saw crypto as a trend and I hacked it. And I said, I'm going to build a cash flow system here, okay, right here where my mouse is. I'm going to build a cash flow system here, and I'm going to invest there. I'm going to build cash flow, invest, and then obviously it went up, right? Crypto went up. I made a ridiculous amount of money, and then I got out. So that's the best thing you could do. Crypto's great, and it comes every 4 years, but what about in between, right? This is what FS 2.0 is trying to solve. What about in between, right? The way you do it is there's always a new trend happening somewhere. There's always a new trend. So you buy here, not just buy, you invest here. So it's investing too. Some people got one of the game, right? Some people already got businesses that are generating a lot of cash flow. They need to learn investing. And some people already know investing, but they're broke. They need to learn cash flow, right? So it's both. So if you come over here, I traded my company Reserve, by the way. So I got the cash flow, but I traded the heck out of that thing. And that's partly why I'm starting a fund, because I was very successful at trading it. But basically the gist is you buy here at the low, right? And you make a cash flow system. So you buy and you make a cash flow system at the same time, right here at the low. Then you try to get out the top. It's not perfect. Not everybody gets out at the top, but you will become better at it, right? Over time, if you keep practicing. But you get out near at the top, and then as soon as you're getting out, you get into the next trend. Excuse me. As soon as you get out, you get into the next trend at the bottom, and then you buy, and then you sell again. You stop at the top, and then you get into the next trend, et cetera, right? But the thing is, the whole time you keep the same business model, and I'll explain what I mean by that later in later videos. This is too much. It's too much for one video. And by the way, you guys can get this free PDF if you go to the comment section below, because I love you. There's no like, hey, give me your email to get the free PDF. Just take it. I love you. I love you, and I love you. All right, just take it. I think I'm gonna make it in a way where you can see other PDFs too. Will I do that? I don't know. Just check the pinned comment below, whatever the case is. But the point is that it gives you this trajectory. If you keep catching trends, you're like, if you think about what a trend is, it goes up and goes down. So a lot of people's net worth, it goes up and then it goes down, right? That's usually what happens. If you stay in one thing, it goes up and it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down, because everything works in cycles. Even like, for example, the housing market. Like, people don't want to admit it, but it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It will come down. It comes down all the time. It came down in 2008. It will come down again. It's a cycle. So if you would have got out of real estate before 2008, you would have saved yourself from a lot of pain. And then you could have got back into real estate, right? At a cheaper price. So if you could identify these trends, that is the answer. And then you can basically make your net worth, your portfolio, your cash flow on an upward trajectory that goes like this. Just an upward trajectory. That's the goal here. So it's, again, the answer I keep trying to explain, it's cash flow plus investing. And if you're watching this and you don't make 10 million a year, it's likely you're missing one of these two things. You're missing one of these two things if you're not making 10 million a year. So again, I promised you that I was going to show you towards the end of the video how to save 1 hour a day. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. First things first, download the PDF, get these links, okay? You can Google search them. You don't have to like click the link. I don't think you can click the link in a PDF, can you? Yeah, I think you can if you download the PDF. Click the link, and then this is how you save it, right? This is literally what I do every single day. So if you come over here, you can see I have qualitative and quantitative. I literally right click right there. I open all 15, okay? And then what you wanna do, okay, everybody knows, you know, what clickbait is. You don't wanna read the first part or the title. So when you click it, what you want to read is the meat and bones. You want to kind of move a little bit further, read over here, kind of look at the quotes and these links here, and skim the article. Just skim it and look. I just run through it. I literally just run through it every day. I right click open and I run through it. Organization is a beautiful thing, and it will give me all of the cryptocurrency news. And this is exactly why I keep telling people it's a lot of fluff, because I keep going through it and there's nothing juicy. There's nothing juicy. There's nothing serious. Except for the same Three Arrows Capital like story, Twitter, Elon Musk story. Like, it's all the same thing. It's reading the manual. Stop reading the manual. Go execute. Go make something happen. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I don't think I have too much to say past that, except for the fact that everything's changing. I told you I was going to change. And I think I'm getting better. And I think you guys, the biggest problem in society nowadays is people are just not putting in enough work. And work is not consuming content. That is not. Reading books, like, it is good, but it's gotten to a point where it's like everybody, like, it's just all day. They're just doing 3 hours of consumption a day. They're watching an hour worth of video. They're reading a half an hour worth of book. They're listening to a podcast for an hour. And it's like, bro, at some point, you got to build the couch, sir. You got to build it. You can't just read the manual all day, fam. You got to, put in the work. I don't know if you guys feel that or not, but that is the big problem with today's society, and I'm going to set out to solve it. Let's build cash flow systems. Let's help each other, and let's win this cryptocurrency game together. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates, and like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. All right? Go follow me on Twitter, thefundamentalsecrets.com, FS 2.0. Get involved, get active. It's going to be great. Catch you guys in the next video.